Hello everyone and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Thank you for joining me today. We are reliving the same day over and over again, and we're trying to break out of the cycle. This is the Sumeru Archon quest. Having a really good time with it. I couldn't wait to get back into playing this one today. So let's go and talk to Dia. She's right over here. Let's see if we can get some more help.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
We don't actually need to explain everything. Let's just get straight to the point.
Oh, that works.
You suddenly became proficient with the greatsword because... we've lived through the same day many times already, and our memories of the day are erased every night.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
Alright then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this greatsword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Pretty much.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sabzeruz festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used? The money we spent, the food we ate?
Oh, that is a good point. Didn't consider that.
Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
Well, I've thought about that too. But if the sages are behind this, they utilise the entire city's resources as well as the information supplied by the Akasha.
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything.
Oh, that sounds like such a hassle.
It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof? Where?
Like, what about all the fruit on the stalls? They'd have to restock an entire stall's worth of fruit and food every day.
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Okay, so what evidence does she
I
have?
can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Yeah. I mean, obviously what they're doing, they consider it to be worth it, or the effort, but there is a lot of effort to go to, right?
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Well, that makes sense. It seems we'll have to abandon this theory.
Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory illusions in the meantime.
So we're not in the time loop. We're not in the real world. Yeah, I mean, there are so many like pocket dimensions, you know, like the teapot and domains and all these other things. It could easily be, yeah, maybe everything got transplanted into something.
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
Let me think. I suddenly realised that something is strange.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
How come we've never thought about leaving the city?
Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city. Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
It is really strange. We should have thought of this a long time ago.
How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Okay. Yeah, actually, just after I finished recording the last episode, I was going to go and what was I going to do? I was going to go and do something somewhere else, and I actually did try leaving the city, and it wouldn't let me do it. It blocked me. The guards told me not to, so that could be something to do with it.
Nahida, we're back!
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
What will happen if we try to leave the city? Have we ever tried leaving the city? Listen, what will happen if we try to leave the city?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Well, let's try again tomorrow. Maybe this is the key.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
There's that beat. Erasing our memories, or at least trying to. I guess we're immune to that now.
Our memories are back!
Let's go and try to leave the city today. Oh no, it's not. We still got our memories erased, but we get them all back every time we meet Nahida. Okay. Let's go try to leave the city today.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
Huh? Pamela, what do you mean?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Another message? From who?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
This is my own voice.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
2 days ago.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Let's go try and leave the city today.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, because after I finished recording the last episode, I think I went to go and teleport back to Mondstadt to what was I going to do? I wanted to get my expedition rules from the adventures thing, and it said if you teleport away, you'll interrupt your story and you may spoil your enjoyment of it or something. So I didn't do it in the end, and I just kind of switched the game off instead. But yeah, I guess it's going to just replay what they said to me.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me, I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Well, of course the Academia wouldn't share their plans with a pawn, so the Academia doesn't trust you at all.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry!
Paimon, stay here.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Leaving the city might trigger disruptions to our memories, so we need someone to stay and witness events from this side.
But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you. Oh, Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
Don't worry, Paimon. If we leave together, it'll just be the same as before.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Okay, okay.
And please, be careful. Memories!
Let's go and try to leave the city today.
Traveler!
What's wrong, Paimon?
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
What? What did I promise?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
Wow. Although I don't remember doing any of this, still, sorry, Paimon. I won't leave you behind.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Oh, this is really good. What is going on?
Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Paimon describes your plan from yesterday.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
Are you sure that's what you saw? You weren't zoning out or anything?
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Yes, I don't even know that yesterday existed.
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
So they didn't just restrict access to Sumeru's city, they're also erasing the memories of those who leave.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose.
So how are people getting back? If she left, how did she get back?
But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
If our memories will be erased, can we leave behind something other than memories?
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Yep, now we're talking.
Taking our time.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
It's worth a try.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
I still think you should stay.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you tomorrow, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler. That covers everything that's happened so far.
So the message, what was what I left for myself when I left the city?
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
What? That's weird.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru City space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Oh, and of course it gets cut off there. Oh, oh no. Actually, what? Explain yourself.
Why did the message end right there? What did the Traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final space has also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Okay, let's have a think about this. Spaces without human presence.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence.
Okay, the real world.
Was that space actually the real world? But Wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic?
Yeah, pretty much. And the space where we were yesterday.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Well, we know that already, right? Go for that one. No, okay.
That doesn't sound...
Okay, it's just... it just doesn't let me choose the wrong thing. Go for this one.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears! And we're taken to the next day!
Okay, I just didn't think that was that big of a revelation, because we kind of knew that the beat kind of ended things, but maybe I'm misinterpreting it.
Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
A secret, huh? Give me some time, I need to organise my thoughts.
Hey, where are you going?
Okay, organise your thoughts on the familiar bench in the city. Okay, here we go. Take a little seat, have a little think.
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
You've just been staring at her this whole time.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
The dance of Sub-Zeros. It's that time already.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Gosh, she sounds so down at the moment. It's not like she was at the beginning at all, and she was so happy to go see the dance.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler?
Maybe
Time is ticking away.
performing the dance might be the key there. If you can perform the dance move, that ends it. I think I know the answer now.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
Okay, talk to Nahida. Nahida, I've solved everything, apparently.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your faces, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival?
Ask away, Miss Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Okay, so let's think about this. Information on the Akasha.
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
Okay. The festival.
We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Okay, spaces without human presence.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence.
Okay, and let's put up dreams with no human presence.
Those spaces remind me of dreams, like the one I had in the Avidia Forest, except these have no sign of human presence.
Okay, we've got the alchemical divination results.
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
Well, Nahida said she was the moon. We're currently sort of going through illusions and lies. And now people from Sumeru do not dream.
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon.
Okay, we can associate that with dreams with no human presence. The truth behind the dreams. Interpret.
We are all in a dream.
There we go.
It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
There. Submit conclusion.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
And that's what it is. We're in a dream.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Okay. So we got, okay, requires a gnosis.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate.
Okay. The Akasha is manifestation of the God's wisdom
It is
power.
the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power.
Are you giving us any other information here?
It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace. And it grants knowledge to the people.
Okay, so it's got to be this one, yeah? Compiles wisdom to the entire populace. No. No, I'm not entirely sure what we're after here. I'm just going to go through until I get the right one. Okay, that's the last one I choose. Fine, I just... No, my brain didn't work on that one.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick?
And that's the lies.
The real story is that the sages from the Academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Yeah, and they don't intend to stop there.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Oh god, here we go, another one. So the Akasha sound.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized.
Okay, the appearance and disappearance of dreams.
Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared.
Okay, we can associate that with something.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
Undoubtedly.
My mind feels exhausted, even though I haven't done too much thinking. What is going on? We've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many times. And the day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara.
Okay, so the appearance and disappearance of dreams. If we associate that with the Akasha's sound, because that's what's triggering it, right? No.
I can't.
Okay, well, let's associate it with the speech, because... No. This one. No. The abnormal mental fatigue. No. Why am I so bad at this? Okay. Right, what else did we get? Mass production of dreams.
Correct. The Akasha Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
Okay, that's yeah, explains it.
Last question. Who am I?
Okay, I mean, I do know who she is. She said she was the moon.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon... Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people?
Okay, well, she said she was the moon, right?
So you noticed.
You are Lesser Lord Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny, thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
I have a lot of questions for you, but this doesn't seem like a good time.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Okay, why can you simply tell us the truth? How do the sages manage to keep people from noticing this? About the side effects of a mass-produced dream? Why is the dream about Sub-Zero's festival? Okay, I guess we can get to all of these ones. Why can't you simply tell us the truth?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your mind.
Okay, too much information all at once would have a bad effect.
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Okay, how do the sages manage to keep people from noticing this?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
About the side effects of a mass-produced dream.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
Why is the dream about the Sub-Zero's festival?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Oh, here we go. Well, yeah, the Grand Sage's speech, right?
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
It's got to be that one. Let's go straight for it.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean?
I don't have any more questions.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival, Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
He's talking about the greater Lord of Kutavala, right? This is the sun. Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Oh, where is Dunyarzad? She couldn't have...
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Oh, no!
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
We were so close!
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she
Still meant a lot to her. You're a kind Archon.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sub-Zero's festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone. I'm
not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when the server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
So when we find the host, then what?
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the Traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
I just feel so demoralized.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Unlikely. Knowing the plan, they'd probably become aware that they were dreaming. An unsuspecting host would be less likely to realize this is a dream.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Maybe Faris, the Knight of Flowers? The one with a strange setup?
Oh, that would make sense. Faris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Oh, wow. So, the person who said that there was no more tragedy in this game, you lied. I kind of expected that. I knew that. Oh god. Right, okay, we're going to go and ask the Knight of Flowers some questions, but I think we're going to leave that till the next time. Oh, this is fantastic. I'm really, really enjoying this one. I can't wait to find out what's going on. And yeah, well, we know what's going on, but we want to break out of this thing. Can we do it? Can we do it next time? Join me and find out. If you haven't subscribed already, please do if you made it this far. And let me know what you're thinking of this in the comment section. And hey, join up with the Discord and we can continue the conversation there. I would very much like to chat with you. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.